Hey you guys, welcome back. It's Amy Gretchen here with another Project Life video. So I'm actually using Ali Edwards' Stories by the Month September kit again. So this is the one that came out in 2021 and I'm using it on another spread. And that's what I love so much about these kits is you can use them for more than one project. It definitely has enough supplies for 2 Project Life spreads, and I'm super excited to be able to get more use out of this kit because I really love this kit. I loved it when it came out in digital form, and I really loved it when it came out in the physical form. So as you can see, I'm really using the majority of the cards, and the one card, the one 4x6 card that's left over that you can see that I'm technically not using as a card, I am cutting off the top, and you'll see that I'll put that at the bottom of my photo just to add a little bit more interest to the photo. I think it says something like taking a deep breath plus moving forward, which is definitely what this time period felt like. This was last year in 2020, and this is I think it's week 37. So school is underway, and I'm realizing I can't believe it. I did not realize that before this moment, that when I stamped that, I changed the date, but I did not change the month. So it says July, which is so funny because it's supposed to say September. I'm just now realizing that. I'm going to have to go back and fix that. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Stuff like that happens all the time, right? It is pretty obvious with my daughter being in school and some of the journaling that I did, but it's definitely something that I will fix. I wonder if I did that, messed that up in my last video. Also, I'm going to have to go check that out. Sometimes when you're, changing the date so often, I don't think about the month. So that's interesting. Okay, moving on from that mistake. It's totally fine. So I'm laying down some of the chipboard. You could see that earlier I was kind of trying to play with the chipboard and see if I wanted to add those stars to some of the cards, but ultimately I decided that I didn't really want to do that. Moving things around. I think I moved that card around. You can see that they're all very similar. It wasn't because of the color. It was because the journaling underneath says right now, the sounds look like this. I think it says looks, and let's see, life looks like this, and life tastes like this, and life sounds like this. So those were some of the prompts. And so I thought that the 2 prompts would look better in different places because they would be near the photos that the story was about. So I just kind of swapped those cards. All right, so I thought it would be fun for this card to do a quotation, especially because of the quotation marks that came with the chipboard. And so I was thinking about what I wanted to do. And when I went back and looked at some of my journaling, I had a page that was all about what I was grateful for right then. So I decided to do a quote about what I am grateful for. And I was just kind of laying it out to see if these stamps would work. I had another stamp set that I wanted to use, but it ended up being too big and I wasn't going to be able to get the full quote on there. And so I landed on using this stamp set from Studio Calico. I think, if I remember right, this might have been one of their stamps from their kits. I'm not sure. I don't get the kits every month, the stamp kits every month, but I think it might have been, and I think I just bought it separately. That's one thing that you can do. I think if they still have availability with their stamps, at least Studio Calico, if the kits are not sold out, then you're able to purchase those. In fact, I think Ali does that as well on her site. If her kits are not sold out, then yeah, they're still available to purchase, even if you're not doing it on a month by month basis. So that's something to consider as well. Of course, if something's really popular, you may not end up getting it, but that's just the breaks, right? So anyway, I'm writing out gratitude, and you'll see me do this entire word, and then once I'm done with the word, I'll kind of jump through to the very end because it just took a long time and it's very repetitive. And so I don't think you need to see me do the entire thing. Plus I had to keep editing my head out of the way and it was kind of annoying. So I'm using the Misty stamp tool because it makes stamping so much easier. And that way, if you don't stamp something and you want it to stamp better than it did, you can repeat the stamping and it stamps in the exact right place. I love that, you're able to lay down your letter exactly where you want it to go. And then you could just pick it up with the door of the Misty and then stamp it down. I just think there's so many uses for this tool. I absolutely love it and think if you are going to be a stamper, you need to invest in this tool. So I'm a big fan of it. I think this was the original Misty, and I've actually thought about getting a newer one just because. But I will probably not. If I do get another one, I might end up getting the smaller size, which I believe is like an A6 size, about half this size, because I do have the larger Misty, which is really great for scrapbooking. So anyway, moving on, I've got all of that quote done. And please do not ask me why I put the enough towards the left instead of more towards the middle. Like, I legit have no idea why I did that. And after I was done, I was thinking, did I think that I had another word that I wanted to put on there? It's not a big deal. If I could do it again, I would, but it's not important enough for me to do it again because it's just not. This doesn't need to be perfect, and it's fine as is, right? So I'm making a commitment with my chipboard and I'm sticking them down. You guys, I love this kit and I love the colors of this kit. It just is so pleasing to me. So I was super happy about all of the chipboard options and styles for this month. And now I'm going to do all of my journaling. I'm doing bulk journaling, and I skipped it because it's all very much the same. You don't need to see me write through every card, but just did all of the journaling. Like I said, the prompts were sounds, taste, and looks like. So did a little bit of that journaling. And then this last card that I'm working on, this was obviously a book that I read at the time. I was just going to cut it out and not do that full thing, but I decided to leave it instead of cutting it out. And then I'm going to use one of these labels and do a little bit of journaling. I'm trying to decide, did I write if I liked the book or not, or if I wrote something about the book? I can't remember. I know this book is codename Helena, I think, or Helene or something like that, if I remember right. And I just remember being so surprised by this book. The whole time I was reading it, I'm like, well, this is obviously not true. And it turns out it was based on a true story. So I was so impressed by that book. Very, very interesting if you're interested in, I believe it was World War II. So anyway, you guys, that's going to be it for this spread. It's super easy this week. I'm trying to get in more stamping. Definitely want to do more of that and use my stamps. And like I said, really just in love with the colors and how they, all came together in this spread. So thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you've gotten your kit and you've been able to play with it so far. If not, enjoy it when you do, you guys, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.